Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ultimaximum Overdrive Podcast, brought to you by allplatformgaming.com. My name is Brent Townend. I am the host. We have a lot of people here today. My first guest is my permanent co-host, Simeon Moore.
Hello.
You say that every week.
Okay. No Miku, no life.
There you go. And the newest member of allplatformgaming.com, Shelby Wallace. Welcome to the team, buddy.
I quit.
Boo. Also joining us is our usual fourth wheel, Louis LeBois.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi. How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And we actually have a fifth guy here. I don't know why we decided to have 5 people here, but that's just the way it is. We do what we want. Austin Bascle from All Platform Gaming as well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
So, what have you guys been playing this week? Sim, I'll start with you.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been playing a bunch of The Witcher 3 lately, and it's really good, and it's sucking me right back in. Other than that, there's always Persona. And Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Persona, no life.
No Persona, no life. Yeah, sounds about right. Still waiting on 2.0.
Someday, friend.
Maybe soon.
Give it to us, Atlas. Come on.
Please, I pray every night.
Hashtag based Atlas, please.
Of all the things you can pray for, Ultimax 2.0.
That's all I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Man, is that it, really?
What else? I mean, what? Witcher, Persona? Oh, I played some Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't
Which
need to talk
one?
about that.
Which one?
7, 8, and 13.
Jeez!
I'm sorry.
I feel when 13 was
Specifically
the one
about the 13 thing.
I'm 15 hours in, I think. I've kind of... It's not bad yet.
Yeah, but it's not good.
It's okay.
It's still Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's not Persona.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that it?
Yes, I believe so.
Good. God. Shelby, what you got? What'd you do?
Oh
this week?
man, what I did this week? I don't know. Here's a real curveball. I played Phantom Pain.
Wow! I did not see that coming.
Played Phantom Pain most of the first half of the week. Finally got everything I can upgrade right now at my FOB and stuff. Fully maxed out, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Played some MGO.
Yes.
Still great.
Yes.
I ordered Resident Evil 4 on GameCube, and I've been playing that. It's still Resident Evil 4, so that's great.
Hey,
Guys,
Shinji Mikami still is ahead.
You guys remember 480p? I do.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough because it fills up like it's a small rectangle in the center of my TV. It's beautiful.
That's the pixel.
I was playing Dead Space 1 this week as well. That thing is still pretty rad.
Yep.
Rad.
Still not that spooky. And also Ultimax. Played a lot of Ultimax yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, like 3 hours. It was great though.
That was awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, just basically standard stuff all week. Standard Shelby stuff.
Cool. Louis, how was your week?
Was busy, really. I had a couple of tests I had to study for, so I didn't get to play much. I played Hearthstone a lot.
Whoa, man.
Because that's what I do every week, basically.
Danger zone over here.
I played some EU4, and it made me realize that I am not nearly as good at it as I am at CK2. So I still need to work on that.
Step your strat game up, yo.
I'm trying. And I also played some Hearthstone.
Man, you guys really know how to change it up on this show.
Yeah,
Man.
constantly. We're playing all sorts of different stuff.
We're exciting
Yeah.
people. Come on.
I just play different ports of the same game.
Hearthstone on phone, Hearthstone on PC, Hearthstone on tablet. We got it.
But yeah, I was quite busy this week, so hopefully this coming week I can, actually play more.
Yeah, totally. It turns out midterms kind of suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's quite surprising.
Yeah. Austin, how was your week, man? What'd you do? What'd you watch? What'd you play?
Well, let's see. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday were all Battlefront beta. That was this week, right? I'm pretty sure that was this week. That was cool. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, Hearthstone all the time in class. That's what I do.
Oh, man.
That's the only way I can get through classes. Is just playing Hearthstone. And trying to beat the final boss in Persona 4. There's that. Like the true boss. And then I got Ultimax Friday. So
Yes!
there's that. Played that last night a lot.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, it's only been 6 months that you've been telling me every day to get Ultimax, so...
Yeah.
I've been telling everybody to get Ultimax since it came out.
I know, right, Sam? Been preaching.
Been preaching since the OG arena.
Oh, boy.
Man.
We should play that. We should
Those
play
games
that.
are great, you guys.
We should play
Yeah,
OG
they're good
Arena.
fighting games.
They're a lot of fun. I was surprised, because I'm not usually a fighting game fan, but Ultimax is a lot of fun.
Glad you're
Told
enjoying
you.
It's the Persona touch. Like
That's what drew me in.
yeah, I mean, just having Persona in the game and having the characters that I know and love and the abilities that the Personas have, it's all so familiar, and I think it really drew me in more than other fighting games because of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I can see that.
I
But
agree.
yeah, other than that, that's about it.
All right, cool. All right, time for the most exciting week on the planet. So I played Phantom Pain. I've been playing a lot of the story because I was also playing MGO, and I was like, man, I've been playing so much MGO that I haven't really been playing the story. So I decided I needed to change that, and the story is really picking up. It's getting really good. I still can't get over the metallic glint of a knife when the sun shines on it or when any light shines on it, and how it just freaking oh man, it's so cool. No other game does that. And the fact that especially when you play story missions, Snake will do a thing where he pulls out his cigar and he lights it with his eye droid, and then it goes whoa, and he's just dude, this is cool. And yeah, it's just Phantom Pain's great. I'm about I think 35% total completion, which is actually better than I expected, because I'd say I probably put in maybe rough estimate 20 hours, 20 to 25 maybe. But I'm gonna keep chugging away.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to finish it so we can do that spoiler podcast.
Me too. Yeah, stay tuned for that. I also started Dead Space 2, because I beat Dead Space last week, and it's Spooktober, so I need to play some spook games. And it turns out that Dead Space is still not that spook, but it's okay, because it's still fun. This one is way more cartoony violent, which is interesting. But, it's
Is
still
it really
Dead Space,
cartoony?
so it's
I don't really think Dead Space counts as a cartoon, just saying.
It's so gratuitous that it's almost ha 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 ha. Oh god. I don't know. It's just, and the stomp especially kind of makes it goofy in a way. And the
Stomp
fact
is
that you can
great.
unlimited stomp in Dead Space 2 makes it even more I don't know.
The stomp is too real.
It's top 10
stomp
best
is
weapons.
life. The stomp. The boot.
Isaac's boot heel, best weapon.
Yep.
Nice. Stay tuned for that list. Other than that, I finished Uncharted 3, and it's okay. That's all that really needs to be said. I played a bunch more Hearthstone because I need to start training in preparation for the upcoming all-platform gaming Hearthstone tournament that me and Simeon will be running. If you're listening, which if you are, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, check out the all-platform gaming page on Facebook, like it, and there should be an event near the top or right at the top. You might have to scroll a little bit, you lazy bum. But click on the event, join it, and if you own Hearthstone, cool. If you don't, download it. It's a free game. You'd be surprised how far you can get with basic decks.
You can get really far.
Yeah. So please join that tournament because we're giving away like $10 PSN, Xbox, Steam stuff. We're giving away like little Hearthstone collectibles. So like if you want to lose horribly to me, tournament.
You're playing yourself up there pretty well,
bro. Pretty good. So Hearthstone's still great, and I really want to get some of the newer Grand Tournament cards because I've been playing Louis, and like my old decks are staying solid, but like the new stuff is really cool, especially like the Inspire system, and there's just it's so much good.
I was super impressed with the fact that they managed to change the mechanics of Hearthstone so much with just the Inspire system. Like they really turned that game into a whole different. I mean, there's just a whole lot of new things you can do by just adding in one mechanic that just kind of piggybacks off of another existing mechanic. Well,
I've been playing Hearthstone like basically since it launched, and it kind of like it got to a point where it got kind of flat. You were seeing like the same strategies like, if you're a mage, you're going to be taking these people who get enraged and you're going to be hitting them with your own fireball, and that's going to happen a lot every time you play a mage. And then like they added a bunch of secrets and stuff, and then like secret decks became a play. But now I feel like there's so many options with like the plethora of cards that are out there that it's just super fun to play and super fun to watch people play because now there's more options than ever before. Play Hearthstone. It's an amazing game for sure.
Yeah. I second that.
Other than that, I watched some movies. I watched The Lazarus Effect, which there's fire people in that game or movie. What? I don't know. It's not that memorable. And Taking Lives, which is really good. You guys should watch it. It's got Angelina Jolie, and she has a baby, maybe, kind of.
A maybe baby.
You gotta watch it to see.
Maybe.
The movie.
Maybe baby.
Sponsored by APG.
Can we not put our name on that? No.
And I also watched A Clockwork Orange, which is freaking weird, and I don't want to talk about it. That was my week. Cool. So you guys ready to talk about some news, even though there's literally nothing to talk about? Because nothing happened this week.
Woo, boring week.
Okay, so who here has played a game in the Doom franchise? Raise your hand.
I rose my hand.
Yeah, I did too.
Now speak.
Doom's pretty cool, I guess. I played all of them.
Okay.
Does it count if I played the first one for like 2 minutes?
You played it.
Okay, then I played Doom.
Did you play it on a copy machine?
Play it on your TI calculator?
Yeah.
No, but I do play Tetris on my TI calculator all the time.
Bro, Tetris is my jam.
Calculator Tetris is how I got through senior year of high school.
Man.
It's a pro tip, folks.
Yeah.
Doom is so great, you guys. I'm gonna go play Doom 2 real quick.
Oh yeah, Doom.
Yeah, so basically what's going on with Doom is after the smashing E3 conference that they had, where they gave some more info on Doom and that it was coming out spring 2016, they announced recently a closed alpha, emphasis on closed, so you're not going to get in too easy.
So you can't be naked?
What?
Close enough.
I get the joke, but come on, man. Talk about it.
Think about Doom. We're all naked.
The way to get in the alpha is, I'm sure major retailers are going to be giving away codes, and Bethesda as well. But you can go to the Doom website and redeem your code there. Also, if you were an early Wolfenstein: The New Order buyer, one of the great things about that game when it first came out was you got a beta code for Doom, and that should work. I can't 100% guarantee it, but it should work as a code for the alpha. So go to the Doom website and check it out. Basically, the alpha is going to be very bare bones. It's just going to be a one-map 6v6 deathmatch, but you're going to get a taste of the weapons and the items and stuff like that. So are any of you guys excited to play Doom?
Oh,
Nope.
yeah, man. It was my favorite game that was at E3 this year that didn't say Phantom Pain on it.
Wait, there's another Doom coming out?
Yes.
And now
Yes.
you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Where's the other half?
Mercilessly killing innocents.
All right, Nathan.
So, like how I play CK2.
Nice.
Yeah, I've actually never played a Doom game, but what I've seen of Doom 4, it looks pretty rad.
But yeah, this new Doom looks super cool.
That trailer looks super fast, and like when he was pulling like the chainsaw out of that one Revenant guy, and then he just was going ham on the demons and stuff, it was like, man, I want to play this. It's cool.
But yeah, it looks really fast, and that's what I like in my shooters, so...
Yeah, and I'm also intrigued to see how the multiplayer is because, most Doom entries are very single-player focused, but this one they seem to really be pushing more of the multiplayer, and also adding custom level designs. And
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
have
that. So
I forget what it's called, but yeah, they have a map maker built in.
yeah, so it should be interesting to see how much support this game is going to get, and I'm hoping the alpha runs well. And if you get in, let us know. How it goes, how it plays.
Yeah, I should be able to get in and talk about it on the podcast since I got Wolfenstein
Cool.
and the code and stuff. So yeah, if I get in, I'll let you guys know that it's the best.
Stay tuned, everybody.
What if you don't get in?
Game over. I'm gonna
Stay
go to
tuned,
sleep.
everybody.
Game over, man.
Gonna throw my PS4
Will
out the
Shelby
window.
get the code? Will it
Drama.
work? It's like a telltale.
Sweat on my brow as I keep checking my email.
What is it going to arrive?
All right. So stay tuned. Like I said, the next piece of news is there is a disappointing shutdown by Bandai Namco, whatever. It's weird.
Whatever they're called now.
Yeah. What are
Kai
they?
Bando.
What are those? Japanese. So they have a game called Rise of Incarnates. Any of you guys play that game?
I literally never heard of it until you mentioned it yesterday.
Well, let me educate you on it. It's a free-to-play fighting game, and it was out for 3 months, and now it's shutting down. So
Yeah. It was in beta for about a year, since I believe summer 2014.
and
And
August.
its official release was only 3 months old, and now
Wow.
yeah, it's shutting down.
Did it just have nobody playing, or
I don't know. I mean, it's a free-to-play game, free-to-play fighting game, and I mean, like Shelby said, it released in July. So it's weird that it already this is reminding me of Infinite Crisis, that
The DC
the
MOBA.
MOBA from the DC MOBA. 'Cause
Yeah,
that game was pretty
yeah.
cool, but it was free to play and it shut down pretty close through after launch. But what they're doing is all of the game's characters are now going to be free, and then basically it's like a blowout sale, But servers will be open till December 15th, so if you guys still want to play, I'm down.
Yeah, play the game that's gonna just die in a month. Cool.
Hooray.
But, seeing as like I mentioned Infinite Crisis before, is there a way to avoid something like this with the free-to-play genre and a long beta, and a way to avoid being shut down basically immediately after launch?
I mean, Hearthstone's doing pretty well.
I mean, I think
That's true.
I think it depends on why it's shut down. I mean, what's their reasoning? Was there nobody playing? Was nobody buying anything?
That's what it seems like.
Presumably it's because no one's buying anything.
So I don't know if you can't make your payment options appealing enough for people. Like, if there was, I guess there's nothing appealing for people to buy, so of course it's going to shut down.
I feel that's the dilemma with microtransactions in general. Like, am I going to want to pay money for this dumb character when, like, I already have, like, 5 cool characters? Probably not.
You would just find a character that you don't have to pay for that you like. I mean, that's what I would do at least.
Yeah.
Or you could just do what Team Fortress 2 did and just move to an entirely hat-based economy.
Yeah, free-to-play is it's a delicate balance, because you don't want to piss people off by making the good stuff, like, it's basically buy to win.
Right, you don't want to make super OP stuff locked behind money.
But if people aren't playing, like, your game a ton, you can't go to a hat-based economy where people just buy cosmetics because they like the game so much and play it enough, they want to mix it up.
I've never purchased anything cosmetic in any game ever. Never with real money.
Good for you.
That's all. That's another thing. If, like Phantom Pain has it, if your grind to get 1,200 MB coins is too damn slow, like it is, Konami, thanks.
Just saying.
Listen, Konami will just say I'm sorry, and
I lose interest in earning those, and I'm definitely not going to buy them with my own money. You're not getting the money.
Yeah, I mean, for me to buy something, it's got to be incredibly appealing. Like the 3 characters in Ultimax that are locked behind money, I'm probably going to buy those because I like that game a lot, and I think the characters, at least from what I've seen of them, really mix things up. And if you, I feel like, was Rise of Incarnates doing that? Were their characters interesting enough to warrant a purchase? Apparently not.
Right. And it also makes me a little bit leery about Seth Killian's fighter, because that's going free to play.
Yeah.
And I want that game to succeed because I really appreciate what he's doing. It's called Rising Thunder, I believe, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And yeah, I really love the fact that he's trying to make an accessible fighter for people.
Yeah.
Because, I think Ultimax is an accessible fighter, but it has a lot of systems that are kind of complicated.
Oh my god!
It's great for people who have played the game a lot because you're still like tinkering with them, and it's an amazing game full of like different depths. But like, for me, it was so hard for me to get into the fighting game genre in general because I was just like, man, it's like this hardcore community of just like sweaty people, and I don't want to be all sweaty.
It's a really hard genre to like figure out the curve. There's a big learning curve to fighting games.
But once you learn it, it's so satisfying.
It's extremely rewarding.
And I might have benefited from the fact that I started because I didn't play a lot of fighting games as a kid. I started with like Tekken. I played a lot of Tekken 3. It's really good, people. You can play as a panda in the game. It's freaking awesome.
Dude, pandas.
Dude, pandas are life. Tekken 3 was super cool, and there was like another PS2 fighting game that I played. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was like a really flashy fighter. But I never really like fully played a lot of a fighting game until Mortal Kombat 9. And that game, because it has a completely separate block button to, it's not just like hold away on the stick or on the D-pad and you're blocking. Like, you have to train yourself to block with a separate button. I don't know whether it was for better or worse, because on the one hand, it made it where it was like, okay, I'm having to learn this thing. But on the other hand, not having it mapped to that button is so much better and so much easier. And like, I feel had I started with Ultimax, I wouldn't have taken so long to get into the fighting game franchise, because like, I like Mortal Kombat 9 because it was like, it was a cool game to play and a cool game to like show off to your friends, like, hey, I'm playing Mortal Kombat.
Cut this dude in half.
Yeah,
check this out.
Check it out.
Rip his leg off. Beat him with it.
These women, yo, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel that it kind of alienated me from the genre, like, because then if I had played anything else, it was just like, oh, well, this game isn't, brutally violent, and if it's going to have the same like weird control mechanics, and Mortal Kombat's so stiff in general, like it doesn't control well.
It really
in my
is.
opinion.
I played the PC port of Mortal Kombat 9, which is not great, by the way.
Yeah,
And
it's a bad port.
Like most PC things.
Neither is the Mortal Kombat export, from what I hear.
I got it really cheap, so I was like, well, let me try it. And I don't know. I've never been much of a Mortal Kombat fan, and Mortal Kombat 9 didn't really change my mind. I just don't like the way that game plays.
Well, you see, don't play it on PC.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a good first step. Yeah, I'll second that.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that Rise of the Incarnates met the fate that it did. Like I said, I'm hoping Seth Killian, his project doesn't reach the same fate. So support the hell out of that, because I'm a firm believer in what he's doing.
Actually, before we jump on to the next thing,
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up one thing regarding free-to-play fighters.
Yeah.
Why I wonder why Killer Instinct did so well and never they have a second season coming out. And that game was all the rage, and I mean, it's technically a free-to-play fighter.
Because their characters
Killer
are cool.
Instinct. It has that.
I guess that's what it is. It's got to be going on name at this point. I mean,
Well, there's, from what I understand, from what I've heard and what I've seen, Killer Instinct is like an incredible, like actually a really good fighter. Unlike what I'd say about the original Killer Instincts. But also, like you guys are saying, it has the name. It's free to play. They do the League of Legends thing where they're cycling characters every month or whatever.
because I mean, I own the full version of that game. I'm pretty sure I bought it when I first got my Xbox because I had nothing to play, and I found out that it's another fighter that I don't care for. But I don't know. Like I'm impressed that it's done so well, going on a model that was basically unheard of for fighting games, and now everybody else is trying to copy it, and so far, I don't think there's really been a success. I mean, Rise of the Incarnates are shut down already. Seth Killian's game, I haven't even heard of that, really. I mean, I knew he was making a fighting game, but...
Well, they had an alpha for
It's
it,
an
right?
alpha.
Kind of.
There's still an alpha.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, I never even really heard of it. So yeah, it's just interesting to me that Killer Instinct did so well with a basically unheard of
For Killer
model.
Instinct, it's because it's also at official tournaments and stuff. So, like, people who just don't care for fighting games, like Brent. Brent watched Evo for, like, the first time this year, and it was, as he says, it was, it's amazing. And he doesn't care for Street Fighter, but watching them play Ultra Street Fighter, it's like, it is so enlightening. It's amazing.
You know, I'll agree with that, coming from a person who doesn't like fighting games really at all. Like Ultimax and
immediately
Smash.
after Evo, I re-download Ultra Street Fighter 4, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Evo and the big tournaments can definitely reignite some like flames for fighting games.
No flames, just games.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's really interesting. And really interesting watching high level play. It can really inspire people to just pick up fighting games again or pick them up for the first time. So
just because it's so flashy, like to watch people who really know what they're doing play a fighting game, it just looks amazing, and you're like, oh my god, I could never do that. But with enough practice, I mean,
it's a good point you raised for sure. I think Killer Instinct also benefited from the fact, like you said, people didn't really have anything else to play on their Xbox at the time. It was very was it a launch title or
I'm pretty sure it was launch.
Okay, yeah, so it totally benefited because, like, basically that was what everybody was playing because it was free.
That was the only launch title. I mean, that's the only one that counts in my mind. I can't think of anything else. I can't remember a single thing that came out at launch for Xbox.
Was Dead Rising 3 at launch?
It was.
Other than that, I don't remember.
Rise of the Incarnates was PC only, and
I think that hurts it too. I mean, is there a huge fighting game community on PC?
Fighter, Yeah.
Really? Okay. That's interesting. Because, I mean, the Mortal Kombat ports on PC are terrible. A lot of other fighting games don't even come to PC. I mean, we've been sitting here talking about Ultimax forever. That's not on PC.
It's not, but the Blaze Blue games, they eventually make their way towards PC, which is done by the same developer as Ultimax.
But eventually, right? I mean, they don't launch PC, do they?
I would honestly have to check, but I think some of them. I want to say the recent one, Chrono Phantasm, released the same time as PC, but I could be wrong.
Gotcha.
Cool. All right. Next piece of news. You know that PT-esque kind of like spiritual successor thing?
Oh yeah, you mean Allison Road?
Yeah, Allison Road. That's what it's called. It was originally a Kickstarter, but now it is no longer a Kickstarter because the developer, Lilith Limited, or LTD, I'm pretty sure that stands for limited. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. They're doing a partnership with Team 17, which is famous for the Worms franchise, which those games are pretty fun, guys. And they also published Beyond Eyes, which was that game about the blind girl that had the really cool art style.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Just visually.
Oh, yeah. And the Escapists series. So they're joining their indie label program. So they're going to be getting resources and marketing materials, QA testing, basically all the stuff like a normal studio would get.
So they're basically publishing this game, kind of.
Yes.
Right.
And for those of you who like maybe, were whiny about Silent Hills and put your money into this Kickstarter, Kickstarter's not withdrawing any of the funds.
Yeah, that's standard Kickstarter practice. Yeah. Like nobody lost any money here.
Yeah,
which is great. That's great practice.
That's good that nobody gets screwed over. So
and the Lilith Limited has also said that they're planning on finding a way to compensate supporters and involve them in the game at some point in time. So I think this is a good move, guys. I think it's good.
I just want to play PT again.
PT's really good.
Yeah, it's great.
It's crazy good.
It's a shame we didn't get to see the end product of the Del Toro Kojima combo. Whether it would have been good or not, it's a shame that we just didn't get to see it.
The thing is, the thing about PT for me is I feel that PT, it's good. Don't get me wrong. But it would not have been as good as it was if it was not released in the fashion that it was, like completely under the radar.
Oh yeah, if I had to pay $5 for that would have sucked.
But
but
that's,
also,
I mean, that was part of their plan from the beginning. I imagine is like I don't think they. I just imagine that they always kind of planned it out like this. I mean,
exactly.
It seems like a very Kojima thing to do.
Yeah, but also it's important to note that the actual Silent Hills game isn't just going to be never-ending hallways, And while PT definitely delivered on like the spookiness and like the horror aspect of it, I still like, in a way, I'm kind of glad that Silent Hills isn't a thing because I feel it would only disappoint. Because obviously the hype is too high, but also because Silent Hill has never been renowned for its gameplay. While I feel gameplay could be pulled off, I don't know like how it would work because Kojima, we all know Kojima is attention to detail. And like PT, that game has super specific like things with puzzles and like all these different things.
Oh, it's
like,
so arbitrary.
Crazy things.
Yeah, it's a viral marketing campaign. Everyone was supposed to just bang their head against the wall until they figured it out.
Exactly.
We did.
It's a brilliant like release model, and obviously it's a shame that Silent Hills didn't come out. But I don't know. Part of me is like, man, I kind of want Silent Hills to happen, but also like, I don't really think PT would like. Would Silent Hills even be first person? Like, it was definitely like an interesting little thing, but I don't
think that was like really ever the point. I think people were just like, holy shit, this is actually scary.
Yeah,
finally,
exactly.
Silent Hill.
And I think that's what they were counting on delivering on with Silent Hills was.
Yeah, it being spooky, not like, hey, it's in first person stuff. I was interested in seeing, like, hey, could the full game actually scare me? Because I've never been scared by, like, any video game until...
I would want to see what... Like, I would have wanted to see what they could have done to take that, like, basic formula of scare, like their scare tactic, and expand it into a full game. And, like, see how what they could have done differently. And because, obviously, like you said, the entirety of Silent Hills could never be what PT was. Like...
Yeah.
It would never work, but what else could they do? What other, like, weird mind games could they play on you?
For sure, yeah.
And I think that's the real bummer here, is that we're never going to see this crazy, like, whatever Kojima and Del Toro can think of together would just be insane.
I think I would have liked it better if it wasn't part of the Silent Hill franchise, if they hadn't slapped that name on it. Because when I think Silent Hill, I immediately think, oh boy, you know, like, it's going to be, like, tense, and it's going to be creepy, but, like, the gameplay is severely lacking in those games. But, you know, I'm glad that people are inspired enough by PT to make, you know, I'm glad that Allison Road is happening and that it's getting so much support. And I hope it does well, because PT definitely revolutionized, like, I think it re-kickstarted. See what I did there? Because it was a Kickstarter. It re-kickstarted the walking simulator genre. And I know people don't like that term, but, you know, just the exploration, like, interactive, like, you know, storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do. I mean,
yeah.
I haven't seen really anything else about Allison Road except some screenshots a long time ago. Quote unquote, long time ago.
PT.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, that looks like PT. That's what I want.
Now, if this does really well, what do you guys think is going to happen from there?
They may make a sequel, and then everyone will be disappointed because it probably won't be as good.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that about basically anything at all.
Hype kills everything. I mean,
yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, that was a bummer note to end on.
Everything you're excited for is awful, and you should know that.
Everything you love sucks.
Don't ever be excited. The new Star Wars movie, awful.
You shut your mouth.
Yeah. You're too hyped for it.
I've seen it twice. I'll watch it again just to confirm its suckness.
You thought episode 2 was bad? Ha.
Oh. Episode 2 is god tier.
Oh god, okay, can we move on?
Oh no. Don't put that out there. Oh
hey guys,
god.
We're joking. Okay.
Yeah,
hey, can we put that as the quote for the site?
It's god tier. Yep, there it is.
Episode 2 of Star Wars is god tier.
Yeah, good luck to those Allison Road guys. They got a big thing to live up to.
And it's cool that they're doing that for sure. It's a big risk to try and attempt that. So
have they announced what platform Allison Road is going to be on? Sorry, I keep dragging this out, but
God,
is it PC exclusive?
No news regarding like what specific platform, but I'm sure it's going to be
PS1 exclusive.
Like PC at first, and I believe as development goes on, they might expand.
I mean, I would think PS4 because that's what PT was on.
I was asking if they officially confirmed. It's fine.
Yeah,
we don't have to speculate.
Shut your mouth. I'm the host. I'm moving it on.
Are you the host, bro?
I am. That's what it says.
Where does it say that?
All right. The last news topic of the day is Blizzard's Overwatch beta. It is going to be launching October 27th. We like Blizzard in here, guys, because we like Hearthstone.
Yeah, Hearthstone's
Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard's pretty great.
Hearthstone's great, and I think Overwatch is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's basically Blizzard's take on the MOBA genre, and it's got the classic Blizzard, cool-looking characters, and
Didn't Blizzard already make Heroes of the Storm, though?
Yeah, Overwatch is more of Blizzard's take on changing the MOBA genre, like Battleborn and And
like a hybrid.
Yeah, like they're doing like a
first-person-
weird. It's like a shooter MOBA hybrid thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a weird thing, but that's why I'm so excited for the beta, because everything Blizzard touches is just good. Like, I've never played a Blizzard product and been like, man, I really hate this. Like, there's always at least some redeeming quality, and then taking on this genre that's basically just emerging with Battleborn, and I think there was another game, but I forget what it is. That's cool to see them kind of being one of the forefront members of this new genre.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, I signed up for the beta. Hopefully, it's going to be a very limited beta.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
They're gonna have like test weekends or whatever.
Yeah.
After BlizzCon. So. Yeah. Like I said, it launches October 27th, and is it an open beta?
It's closed. It's completely closed, but the test weekends they're gonna throw in a lot more people.
Okay.
So all the famous people who like cover Blizzard stuff will absolutely be in it. And,
Yeah.
Blizzard is
like
wanting
you
feedback.
maybe.
Yeah,
what they want.
Blizzard said in their post about it, like their blog post or whatever, that they want a lot of feedback from people, and I think that's what their test weekends are mostly for. They're trying to just overload their servers and push them to the very limit.
Yeah.
Which I think more companies should do beta-wise anyway, because you work out a lot of the bugs that way.
Yeah, take note, EA.
Every single podcast, Louis.
Hey, it's still true.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
Yep. Yeah. I think Overwatch looks cool. Like Austin said, if it's got the Blizzard touch, it's good. If it's got the Persona touch, it's good.
It's great.
Those are the two touches, huh?
If it's got the Kojima touch, we out. It's amazing. It's unspeakable.
Praise.
As someone who's never played Metal Gear, I'll just take your word for that.
Yeah, you're never invited to the podcast ever again.
It's okay. I've also never played.
Who said that? Get out!
Yes! There's two of us.
Sit down.
There's
Shelby,
dozens of us.
You're gonna edit those two out, right? Got it?
Who?
It's already begun.
All right.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah, so if you do wind up getting in the beta, as always, let us know how it goes. Austin will... Well, I don't know if we're gonna have you on the podcast ever again now, but
okay,
if
you
we
can
do,
you can go to allplatformgaming.com and you'll be able to read my impressions there.
definitely. And that's a great segue because for all
Can
the
you do a
people
Robin
we
Williams
discussed-
impression?
No, can't do that.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, I know.
I can write impressions of the new Zelda demo, though. I did that today.
What about Al Pacino?
No, can't do that either.
If you want to read all the stuff we talked about today regarding news that probably won't have anything to do with Al Pacino or Robin Williams, God forbid.
Probably.
Go to allplatformgaming.com. It's all going to be there. It's a great website because I work for it. So,
Hey, me too.
Yeah, but I'm better, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are the host.
Yeah, exactly.
Rude.
Don't
No,
do that.
don't say
I'm
that.
glad
Now
we
he'll never
established
shut
that.
up about it.
Yes. Austin knows. My territory has been laid. Right. So before we take a break, Shelby, this is your segment. Tell us what games. Actually, we're going to be transitioning this because we're idiots, and we realize that we're all super broke, and that we never play any of the games that come out. So we're going to be transitioning this from, instead of games that have come out last week, to games that are coming out and what we think about them, or whether we're excited for them, or just talking about them in general. So we're going to do both today because we're overachievers. But you know, that's the Ultimaximum Overdrive Podcast way. So Shelby, take it away, man.
All right. Games that were released last week that are out now, you can go buy them. include
With your money.
Wasteland 2 Director's Cut, which is I know it's on PS4, and it's a free update to the PC version, but it's basically like, hey, here's the new version of Wasteland 2, and also here's the console ports.
Hey,
It looks
did they
rad.
update anything with that?
They added radio menus, I think, and controller support on PC.
Okay.
Hey, that's
Updated.
good.
They updated several things.
Gotta
so,
love controller support for PC games.
Pretty great.
unless it's an FPS, then get out of here.
I use controller for FPS on PC too.
I use
Normal
my controller for FPS on my PlayStation. You know.
I use
Oh
my
yeah,
mouse.
really?
Use my mouse and keyboard.
Really?
Yeah.
I just
Where's my
use
game
the PlayStation
Oh
Eye.
my god!
Oh,
He actually has the PlayStation Eye in his eye. He's the Terminator.
Nice.
Louis is the Terminator, confirmed.
All right, but yeah, Wasteland 2 looks super rad. It's $40.
Shower rises up.
Damn it, Brett, stop.
So, what else came out last week?
Yoshi's Woolly World finally came out in America, like 3 months after Japan and the UK.
What
It's a good
an
game.
what an odd
Yeah, what an odd release.
Why?
Yeah, that's weird.
Why did they push it back so far? I wonder. Did we ever get explanation on that?
To my knowledge, there's been no info about that.
Because Japan is
Because
superior,
Nintendo.
guys.
Oh, but it's
Bow down to our Japanese.
but it was
overlords.
also out in Europe though.
Exactly.
Like
Well,
it's not
Europe
just
is also
Japan.
superior to us.
Well, okay.
with their
sure.
Swedes
Listen,
and
they
their,
came out in
their
Australia
languages.
before us. That's the disappointing part.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that
it's
does
weird.
make
It-
sense.
It actually like killed all of my hype for that game because it's just been in like this weird state of limbo where every time I see it, it's what I've already seen, and I want to play it, but I'm not gonna go out and like I don't know. It just.
But you
I
can
was-
buy it now. It's out now.
I can.
the
but,
wait is over.
Yeah, but it was too long. It was too long of a wait. It killed
Yoshi's
me.
Woolly wait.
I like the yarn amiibo though.
Oh, it's
So cute.
so
It looks really
cute.
cute.
It is adorable.
I'll take 20.
I should probably.
All right, what else came out? All right, let's see. Minecraft Story Mode, the first episode of that. This is Telltale's new
80 million.
project.
Huh.
1 millionth
Minecraft,
project. Yeah, I'll second that.
I'm sure it runs at 3 FPS on everything, but
Uh-huh.
it's okay from what I've heard. It's
I've heard
funny.
It's solid. Yep.
Yeah, it's solid. They'll probably make it pretty good sales based on that Minecraft name alone.
You know, it's killing me that they released this Minecraft story mode and Game of Thrones episode 6 still isn't
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Like,
kind of ridiculous at
I'm
this point, isn't it?
so mad. Because,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
I don't want to spoil anything, but that ending of episode 5
Yep.
is just majestic.
really
And
good.
It's just majestic.
it's just majestic.
Majestic.
That's the only way I can describe it. It's one of the best cliffhanger episode endings of a Telltale game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a very good ending.
And
We'll talk more about
episode 6.
Telltale in a little bit.
Of course we will.
Jackbox Party Pack 2, something I've streamed quite a bit, and I've played with
Hey, yeah.
Brent,
Ooh.
Louie, and co here.
Super
It has
fun.
Fibbage 2 and several other new games on there.
We should play that sometime.
I got
Yep.
5 first. Yeah, that clocks in at about $25. Minecraft Story
Get the
Mode
money.
is $5 USD for everyone. Who
Yeah.
cares? Yoshi's Woolly World's probably $60.
Those two
But yeah,
was-
Jackbox Party Pack looks cool. It's got a bunch of games on it. Yeah.
For fun games.
Talos Principle Deluxe Edition. It's a puzzle game
Oh.
from the folks who made Serious Sam. This is the PS4 version, I believe.
Many people's game of the years for 2014.
Yes, I've heard of a lot of good things about the Talos Principle.
Yeah, it's a puzzle game.
Does the deluxe edition add anything?
I think
The DLC is included.
yeah.
Okay.
It just may be the equivalent of a Game of the Year edition.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's
Those names.
what I got here for last week. So some of that stuff sounds really cool. I really
Yeah,
hope I can play
it's-
Wasteland 2 at some point this
It's
year.
getting better, guys.
I
It's getting better.
want to play Woolly World. I do. I just not as much.
I want to play it.
All right, that's pretty much all for last week. Here comes the games for next week.
Do it.
Coming out this Tuesday and beyond. Just Dance 2016, big Ubisoft
Oh, yeah.
dancing. Brent's really into that stuff.
Brent's really into that stuff.
But yeah, it's Just Dance. Everybody can hop on that.
Jump on.
A new Tales of
confirm-
game.
It's okay.
the RPG series. Tales of Zestiria, I believe is how I would say that, or Zestiria, comes out. It's another Tales RPG.
There's a lot of those.
Tales of RPG. There's a bunch of those.
There are.
I'm not really a big fan of them. Don't tell my friends I said that.
Well, this is gonna be on the internet, so.
What? I upload these to the internet?
No.
You knew?
But yeah, it looks like another Tales game, so that's
Man,
pretty cool.
I really like Tales of Vesperia. I wrote an article about that on All Platform Gaming recently.
allplatformgaming.com?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to do the generic plug, but
Almost plugs. Let's go.
I did write an article about the characters of that game, and that's what really sold me on that game, because the story is pretty, bare bones and simple, but man, those characters are really fun to.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad people like games that I don't like sometimes. Also coming out next week, the sleeper hit. Literally, no one I knew realized this was coming out next week. Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's coming out next
Friday.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I
So
wish
it
I
says-
cared.
Man, that
So
really
says the
snuck it
schedule.
up on us. Like a assassin.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Shut up.
Where does it take place, you guys? England?
England.
Yeah,
Victorian
They wear
England.
cobble hats.
I think there's 2 playable characters this time around.
Bowler hats?
Jacob and Evie Fry.
Are
There's
they,
a girl
yeah,
and there's a
siblings,
guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
siblings.
Okay.
But the question is it cobble hats or bowler hats? I need to know.
It's bowler hats, you imbecile.
Okay. Why am I... There's cobblestones.
Yeah, cobblestone roads.
There's
Like,
cobble
they have those
pot,
all over.
like the penguin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we can see, not many of us really knew this game was coming out. It's kind of slipped under everyone's radar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should've
it's
anticipated it.
another
It
one of
happens
those.
every year.
Yeah,
It-
that's
it-
probably why it's fallen into
It's
obscurity.
kind of disappointing that Assassin's Creed's gotten to that point, because I used to really love that series.
Hey, I've had Assassin's Creed on basically
Listen.
every single top 5
Shelby,
list
what's
we've
coming
done,
out?
Listen.
including
Shelby,
the
what's
best
coming out?
of and the
40
most
minutes.
disappointing. So,
Man,
It's
that's
fine.
Everybody,
wait, hold
please.
on.
so
Please.
like, I really like Assassin's
Please.
Creed, but
Stop.
it's just quite disappointing that it's gotten to this point. Like, I really
Shelby.
liked it.
Save the podcast!
Okay,
Hey,
also
Persona.
coming out next
Oh my
week.
Hey,
God.
Austin, did you hear about my opinion of Assassin's
my
Creed
goodness.
3?
Jesus Christ!
Can we?
Man,
So,
no.
how do you feel about Assassin's Creed 3?
No.
Well,
Oh.
if you've got a couple of hours, I could go
If
over
anyone
it
wants
with you.
to, if anyone wants to know about Louis' opinions on Assassin's Creed, you can check out the other episodes of the podcast on allplatformgaming.com.
The plugs.
Nice.
Saved
nice.
by the plug.
All right. Also coming out next week is The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. It's a 3-player 3DS Zelda game. Austin, you had impressions for it, you said earlier, right?
it looks
Yes.
That are on the site,
me,
all
and,
plat-
me and Ian, another writer on allplatformgaming.com.
No Flames, just games, you guys.
We posted up our impressions of that earlier, and I was pleasantly surprised.
That it's bad or good?
No, that it's pleasantly. That means
Pleasantly
it, that means
surprised
it
it
was
was
good.
horrible.
I'm so happy that this game that looked pretty decent
It
is actually
sucks.
awful.
That's all you gotta say.
This
Oh, so
game
it's
is
Skyrim.
awful. How wonderful. Shut it.
I hate all of you right now.
I enjoyed it. My biggest complaints actually have to do with the fact that the demo was released in such a stupid
That's
way.
Nintendo.
Like you can't play with friends online. So those codes that they gave you, you better hope you're giving them to close by friends, because you can't play with anybody online. You can only play with random people, and you can't play any of the single player. And
There's obviously no voice chat for those randoms online, right?
nope, not at all. But there are little like sticker things, and they work better than you would expect. Like they're simple commands.
Is pushing in the game?
Is push well?
Pick people up
Yo.
and throw them off.
Not yet. You can do that totem mechanic thing, and
but
you can
also-
stack everybody on top of each other,
But
Summons
listen.
pushing.
and then
I
you can
need
just
Pusheen
run
in the
off
game.
of
That's
them.
how you get a day one purchase from me. Put Pusheen in it.
Well, sorry,
Well,
you don't have it.
I'm buying it then.
Come on, Nintendo. Listen.
Yeah, that's That's about right.
No pushing,
2016,
no
let's
buy.
go.
That's your new motto.
But yeah, it's another Zelda game coming out. I hope everyone will like it for sure because it says Zelda on the box. But also coming out next week is Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater, which would basically be Fatal Frame 5, I believe.
Dude, guys,
That's
coming to
next
Wii U.
week?
That's
believe
coming
it.
out next week?
2
Holy
Wii U
crap.
games in the span of 2 weeks? I'm stunned.
Vita has no games. Wii U has no
What?
games. These are the
Vita
facts.
has no games. I'm shocked.
But yeah, it looks like another Fatal Frame game. They got the camera obscure in there.
That's basically what we've said about literally every game that you've mentioned.
It has, from what I understand, it has 3 playable characters that'll eventually, like, their stories will converge.
Like, these people just need to get better cameras. Come on.
I don't know, the camera obscure is pretty rad.
I don't want to bring up E3 since it's been, 4 months now. But why did that not get any showing except for 20 minutes at the very end of Nintendo's stream, their Treehouse
Nintendo.
stream? Yeah, okay, fair
It's
enough.
on Wii U.
They only release screen caps. Just frames.
Ha!
No flames, just frames.
No flames, just frames.
But yeah, it looks like a Fatal Frame game. It looks kind of cool. I'm glad it's getting localized at least because I don't think 4 ever got localized.
But it's not gonna sell, so
Because it's
Yeah,
on the eShop.
that's
Yeah.
almost certainly, unfortunately.
is it? It's only on the eShop.
Is it an episodic series? I heard that, but I haven't found any confirmation.
I don't know.
I don't
No.
think so, but
Alright. Whoever buys that, I hope you enjoy yourself. It
Do
looks
you know
like
what
Fatal
the
Frame
price
game,
of it is going
which
to
is cool.
be?
Isn't it like 30 or something?
If you guys stall for time, I can probably look that up.
Also coming out next week, Hatsune Miku is coming to Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I'll be buying that. So
is that free DLC or is that paid? No. Of course, this is Atlas
hey,
and a
but
Persona game.
they have good DLC. So
Yeah, they charge for song
okay with
packs.
Atlas is just a wood chipper, eating all of Sim's money.
I wish I could tell
Sounds
you how
about
much
right.
money I've spent on Persona overall. But
Calculate that out for me and give me that number because
it's probably
I'm
Not
super
enough.
I'll be
curious.
honest, it's
Too
probably
much.
over like $300.
I believe that. I'm
Nice.
actually surprised it's not more.
Me either.
Then make it more. Go buy more Persona
Well,
stuff.
I do have to get the Japanese version of Ultimax.
Do you count
The
It's
cover.
the cover that
oh
I
my
want.
god,
It's
the
so
cover.
It's,
Okay, guys, I got you. It will be only available on the eShop, and it will be $49.99.
Never
Wow.
mind. That's,
Okay.
So it does not seem like it is an episodic game.
yeah, it better not be.
Speaking of episodic games, also coming out next week, Tales from the Borderlands Episode 5. It's the final episode in this Telltale's Borderlands series.
The final episode that we didn't want.
Hey, you know what? That's not Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
it's not Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thanks, Telltale. Episode 4 was great of Tales from the Borderlands. The rest of it is...
wait, the final
okay.
episode of Life is Strange comes out Tuesday as well.
Oh, yep, that happens too. My bad. Shelby's dropping the ball over here.
Didn't Dragon Quest Heroes
Yeah,
come
that
out
came
too?
Look, I'm just using my bias to only talk about the games I care about.
Fired.
Yeah.
You're
dare you.
fired.
But yeah, it looks. From what I've heard, I decided not to watch the trailer. Conscious
fine.
decision, not for spoilers. But yeah, it looks fine. Sounds fine. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be so cool."
Cool. Well, that's a lot of games and a lot of really quality games too. So things are looking up.
We had a little bit of a lull at the beginning of October. But it's
Yeah, it's gonna start picking up now that we're in holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna get crazy.
'Cause it's a holiday.
Fallout 4 next month.
Yeah, Halo 5, not this coming week, but next.
Man, Halo 5 looks really good, but
It does, but that's
Nathan
not
Fillion
this week.
simulator.
So
yeah, we'll talk about that next week.
yeah.
All right, guys. Cool. Well, we're gonna take a short break because I have to pee. I'm just kidding. Well, I kind of do. But yeah, we'll be right back. Like I said, you can check out all the news and basically everything we talked about at allplatformgaming.com. Stay tuned throughout the week for news. We will update the site as we get it. And yeah, sign up for a Hearthstone tourney, like I said. We didn't get any questions this week.
Seriously, ask us some freaking questions already. I've got so many answers.
It's funny because we finally figured it out. This email thing has been a mess, but we finally got a solidified email down. We know that your typing fingers are hurting from typing the email Ultimaximum Overdrive Podcast at allplatformgaming.com. That is a mouthful, and that's even worse on your fingies. So we changed it to podcast at allplatformgaming.com. Podcast at allplatformgaming.com. Email us, send us your cookies. You know, chocolate chip is the way, okay? And please, ask us anything. If you want to ask us, if a hot dog is a sandwich, we'll answer it because we're cool. And no, it is not.
Is
a sandwich.
it?
Spoiler: it's not a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich. It's a hot dog on bread.
So don't ask that question. We just answered it.
Yeah. Well, ask it anyway, and we'll answer it differently, more in depth.
Does that make hot dog more like a pizza? Because it's only one part of bread on the bottom, like pizza.
Listen to me. If you like hot dogs, if you like pizzas, please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thanks. Bye. Welcome back, everybody, to the Ultimaximum Overdrive Podcast. My name is Brent Townend. I'm the host. And I'm the only member that matters, so I'm going to run down my list. I'm just kidding. This week's top 5 is a fun one. We're going to be doing top 5 video game soundtracks, otherwise known as top 5 video game OSTs, which is a weird acronym, but it's fine.
Official soundtrack.
We're going through all the OSTs?
Yeah.
Finally.
So, as you guys know, if you've listened to the podcast before, you're amazing, and I love you. No.
Thanks.
The order, it's actually going to be different this time, so I don't know why I said that, but I'm going to go first, then Shelby, then Sim, then Louie, then Austin. So
Wait, who do I come after?
You're after Sim, like always. It hasn't changed. Literally, the only thing we did was we added Austin to the end.
So then
Okay,
it's
but who's before me?
You're just adding somebody.
Literally, Louie. You are after Sim. That's all you need to know.
All right, gotcha. All right, but wait, who's before me?
It doesn't matter.
Sim, exactly. I just told you.
All right, but who do I go after? After they're done explaining their OSTs,
so...
who do I go after?
God damn it. Soundtracks. You're after Sim, by the way. Soundtracks are really make... Yes. Soundtracks are what I feel really separate a game from being good to great. And I feel my list especially exemplifies games that would not be the same if they didn't have as good of a soundtrack as they did. And I think this really demonstrates to how much music is influential in games. And I'm a dancer, so I really appreciate the artistic stuff, and I appreciate music. So this list is going to be super special for me. But cool. So I'm going to kick it off with honorable mentions. Now that Louis finally shut up, I have 3. My first is Metal Gear Solid 5, purely from the trailers. Because, man, Sins of the Father is really good. Every time Donna Burke yells out, it's so good. So powerful. That auto-tune. And then you got Nuclear, which is just, you're nuclear, man. It's really good. And then Quiet's theme, even though it sounds like she's constantly in pain, it's the best kind of pain, and I want to experience it with her.
Okay, this took a weird turn.
Yeah, but the actual game has a really great cassette tape list that you can collect, and listening to Snake Eater while I'm in my plane is pretty cool. And Rebel Yell, Man Who Sold the World, She Blinded Me with Science, all
all great songs. So, yeah, if you're not humming by the end of this podcast, we've done it wrong. So, yeah, give us feedback on what you've been humming after the podcast.
I'm
There's going
already
to be a
humming.
lot of humming during this list, isn't there?
I'm already a hummer.
I'm already humming Snake Eater, so.
So my second honorable mention is Metal Gear Solid 1.
Oh god, here we go.
Okay, because it's got really great battle music. Okay, it's got the dun 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 dun, and that's just really good. And I don't know, like the music isn't really there for like most of the game, and I never really felt like it was like something that was that crucial. But
The
like
thing is that
when
it
you play
kind of is.
MGO, when you play MGO and you play the MGS1 music and you realize how like hype it gets you for the boss fights, you're like, or for what were the boss fights in that game, it's like, man, this is super cool, and like this soundtrack is mad good. Like Metal Gear Solid 1 is like a legit soundtrack that I listen to like while I'm walking around, and I'm like skipping around going da 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 da, and it's super fun.
I want a video of that, by the way.
Yeah, I got you. It's coming on the site soon. I got
Yeah,
you.
cool.
Yeah, stay tuned. Allplatformgaming.com.
Sure.
The plugs.
So many plugs. We're like an electrical outlet. My final honorable mention is Persona 3. And I know y'all are gonna be mad because it ain't on my actual list.
I'm actually livid right now.
I'm fine.
Good. Persona 3 it's got the really good da 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 baby baby. But other than that, I really don't like a lot of the music. I think a lot of it is really weird.
When can we tell him to leave?
Okay, it's not that I don't like it.
He's
It's
already
just-
gone.
It's,
Okay.
it's solid. It's solid Snake. I don't know. It doesn't have a lot of memorable tracks for me. I really like the exam music. I really like Burn My Dread Last Battle, and I really like
Burn My Dread Last Battle is so good.
yeah, it's really good. But a lot of the tracks are just like meh for me. But the baby 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 is always with me. So those are my honorable mentions. Don't crucify me.
Oh no, we're going to.
Because Persona 3.
You're already crucified in my head, so.
It's already a crucifixion. I don't
Now
know.
that I've become demonic, Shelby, go.
I am become demonic.
Please,
All right.
please redeem this already terrible sound.
All right, my honorable mentions.
Can't help your taste in music sucks.
First. Okay. Honorable mention number 1, Shadow of the Colossus. That game has some very like subtle good music, and like just while you're riding around the world on aggro. And yeah, it's a lot of it is really subtle, but then you'll get to a Colossus, and you know the da na 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 na. It's fucking awesome. It's the hypest. And like when you shoot this flying Colossus with your arrows, and then it plummets to the ground, and it's just scraping along the earth trying to fly, and you ride up on it, standing on your horse, and hop on its back, and then you're flying through the sky, and it's super cool. That music really helps sell that moment.
It's quote unquote so majestic.
So much, like so
Yeah, it
majestic,
is.
bro.
It's like
Yeah, it's an absolutely incredible soundtrack in that game. Also, number 2, Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami is a game made by its soundtrack. Without that soundtrack, that game would be nothing. It's used to great effect. The soundtrack gets you really hyped. It's really fast-paced, high-energy stuff going on there. So when you beat some dude over the head with a baseball bat, you don't feel bad until the music stops and you have to leave. And then you feel pretty bad. Like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have killed that guy with that power drill.
turns out music makes you homicidal.
It just makes it just makes you feel good being homicidal.
We've all seen Zoolander. Come on.
What?
Burn him.
God, Brent people. Brent's so weird. Okay. My last honorable mention is Bastion. Has a really good soundtrack.
Oh yeah, that's a game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it should have just been a soundtrack.
Ooh.
But yeah,
Oh wait, you don't like Bastion?
I don't like playing Bastion.
Oh man,
I think that game is way too repetitive and boring by the time it's halfway over. I like the narrator. That game does sound really well. I think it does the rest pretty poorly.
Super hot mixtape, Bastion.
I like Transistor though. But yeah, going back to Bastion. Yeah, the music in that game is great. The music is so good. Build That Wall and Mother I'm Here are some of the best songs made last gen for video games. And it's another instance of the music really amplifies the strongest parts of that game.
Agreed.
And that's my 3 honorable mentions.
So my first honorable mention is Sonic Adventure 2. I believe, well, it's one of my favorite. What?
Nothing.
It's one of my favorite soundtracks for a Sonic game, mainly because the first one, like even the opening theme and just the ending theme, Live and Learn. See, there's so many memorable songs.
I wish you'd live and learn.
I do.
Whoa, now.
But there's a bunch of memorable songs that I enjoy. That's about it for that game. Next one on my list is Metal Gear Solid 1. Yeah. I was listening to the soundtrack today, actually. And all I can get from it was, well, I got two things from it. One, it sounds like an action movie, and I definitely want to watch it. And two, I really want to play this game again. And it's really great.
Yep.
Like, I love the main theme and the encounter music. It's memorable. Oh, and the Hind D music. It's really good.
Yeah.
Hind D is pretty good. It's a good track.
And then my final honorable mention is Persona Q.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
It
scared me.
I like the soundtrack, but I feel it's lacking the Shoji Meguro magic, mainly because he's not on it. But I do believe Persona Q has a really good opening song, Maze of Life, and the battle themes are really, really good.
Mazionga.
I didn't realize that he didn't do the soundtrack. That makes way more sense now. But yeah, those 3 songs you just said are great. Well, like 2 songs and a remix.
And it has Lotus Juice, so can't forget that.
Lotus Juice, my boy.
My boy.
Lotus Juice, great.
That's my honorable mention.
So, Louis.
Wait, to go after Sim?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, all right. For my honorable mentions, wouldn't be a top 5 list by Louis Lavoie if it didn't have Assassin's Creed in it. So I'd just like to mention briefly Assassin's Creed 2 has a very nice soundtrack to it. Most notably, was it like The Family, I think it was, because it just like brought one of the best scenes in the game together, where it's like Ezio and his brother are like having fun, and eventually they're just like, "This is a good life we lead, brother. May it never change, and may it never change us." And then, bam! Awesome soundtrack is the best, guys. But you know, it's good. So yeah.
Awesome soundtrack, the best.
Bam.
Yep. And second honorable mention is Tetris, because
Oh god. Stop.
Because it literally just stopped. That's it.
It's true, but stop. Oh my god. We played this song on 10-hour loop once. I can't.
Louis,
I've been
send me that
conditioned
link,
to hate
though.
Tetris.
I need that. Seriously, I need it.
It's like a Clockwork Orange. I literally gag every time.
So yeah, those are my 2 honorable mentions. Unless you want me to go over why I like Tetris so much again.
Please, do it
I
again.
understand.
I'm sorry. I understand.
Tetris music is so good.
Austin, please save me.
Okay, so my first pick's a really weird one, and it's really only for one theme, and that is The Last of Us, and that is just because of the Last of Us theme. Like, I feel like that theme's just really, really good. Like, I listened to it a little while ago just to like reaffirm that I thought this, and I do.
I remember that song. It's good.
Yeah, it really carries a lot of emotional weight. And I mean
Is that the one with the guitar in it?
Yes.
That's
It's the
right.
main it's like the main theme that plays
Spoilers.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yo,
about. It's
The
a
Last
good
of Us is like 6 songs that are just remixed.
And I'm
For the
okay
whole
with
game.
that because
Yeah,
that one
'cause
song
they're
is
all-
good.
so
they're all
powerful.
Uh-huh.
And it carries so much weight, and it really I mean, everything in that game is so great. But that song really hits on all the emotional points of the game, and yeah, that's the reason why I like that.
Yeah, that was a big contender for my list as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, and I originally it was on my list, and I was like, it's not that good. But and then number 2 would be Kingdom Hearts, the original one.
Oh boy.
Because I mean, it's Kingdom Hearts. I mean,
Yep.
it's just that good. I mean, every song in there is so vibrant and cheery, except for the ones that aren't supposed to be. But but
Hearts is really good title screen music.
yes,
Really
it's
Beloved
great.
is great.
And Simple and Clean is I really like Simple and Clean. I know some people don't like the kind of like
Fresh, so clean.
poppy style of it, but I like it a lot. And all the different worlds really, the music really helps to capture that Disney feel. And there's a certain magic to the game, and the music really amplifies that. And the third one would be Super Mario World.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, because it's Mario, and Super Mario World is my favorite Mario game, and I mean, the Ghost House music, the castle music, like those additions, that the athletic theme is fantastic. I think it has the best of Mario music. I mean, every single area, it's got the best of Mario's music. So, yeah, those are my 3.
You know what? Mario music is so funny because I could drop every single Mario track and only have World 1, 2 music, and I would be satisfied.
It's World 1, 2 music. Which one is that?
That's the underground.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's so good.
It really is.
Yeah. Number 5. Yeah, this choice actually, I don't know why it took me so long to remember because it makes the game so much better than it is. Fallout 3. Like, that game has a good soundtrack. And the reason why... Yeah, he's hacking, he's whacking, he's
Whacking, he's
banging. Yeah, that game, romping around the wasteland in silence is boring. Romping around the wasteland while listening to old jazz is freaking awesome.
I don't want to set the world
Yeah, exactly. Right out of the
on
gate,
fire.
it has that awesome track and that slow pan out that's super cool. And you're like, man, this game, I dig the vibe this game is going for. And,
It reminds me of why I like Bioshock soundtrack.
Yeah, but it's not as good because
No, it's but
I know what you're saying. It's okay.
yeah. Well, okay, all right.
So, Fallout 3 is great because, like I said, you can listen to it on your Pip-Boy while you play the game, and even though it didn't have a lot of songs, all the songs were really good, and it had like anything goes, and like I'm a dance guy, and like every time I would hear that, I'd be like, man, I'm breaking out into tap dance now, let's go. But yeah, that game, it has its problems for sure, but the soundtrack is definitely not one of them. And listening to Fallout 4, like watching the trailer, and the song that goes "Atom Bomb, baby, baby, Atom Bomb," I was already like whistling that for like the next week and a half. So thank you, Bethesda, you're the best. You're the best Bethesda. So Shelby, number 5.
Number 5. Before I start, I debated this for a long time. A lot of this list was pretty easy to make except this. I tried to look for stuff that I played a long time ago that I enjoyed more because I played this game pretty recently. And I was like, it's still pretty fresh in my mind. I want to make sure like that new bias isn't affecting this list. And I really think this is an outstanding soundtrack and really is deserving of number 5 of all time. So my number 5 favorite OST in a video game of all time is Undertale by Toby Fox. That game's great. The music is fantastic. It's by far the best part of the entire game. All of it is great. Even the sections of that game that can be a little boring, like Hotland, are still entertaining because of the music is just so good. The battle music's great. Megalovania's great. Spider Dance is great. Death by Glamour's great.
I think the soundtrack's pretty great, guys.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Naming all these specific songs. But yeah, just by the soundtrack.
Names all 50 songs.
Yeah, there's like 80 songs in that game too. It's kind of crazy, but the OST is just phenomenal. Every boss theme is really good. Everybody play Undertale, and everybody listen to the soundtrack, because it's so worth it. Finally, a game that lives up to the hype.
Yep. Sim.
My number 5 is Persona 4, Dancing All Night.
Alright, hold up a second.
I got scared again for a second.
Yeah, I felt it.
Wait.
Basically, for the Dancing All Night soundtrack, I want to say, to me, it's a celebration of both Japanese pop and just Persona 4 music in general, because they got a bunch of composers and artists to remix some of these songs. Like, I don't know if you guys know the name Akira, I think it's Yamakoi. He is the composer for the Silent Hill games, and he actually helped out for one of the songs in the game, and it's actually pretty good.
That seems like a weird
It is,
combo.
but he does the Time to Make History remix, and it's really good. It's really addictive. All the songs are addictive, and I'm not really a fan of dubstep, but the Best Friends Bandbox remix is 100% dubstep, and I love it. I just love all the songs that are in the game. It's so good!
Which it needs, because it's a rhythm game. So.
And I feel like if they just use regular Persona songs, which there are some in the game, it wouldn't be as great as having the remix songs. And some people will say some of the songs are either hit or a miss, or hit and miss, but they all have their special charm to them. So, and there's Hatsune Miku. There's a Hatsune Miku song in the game as well, which works, I guess. But take it as you will. Lotus Juice is in it. He wasn't in Persona 4 at all, so.
That is so disappointing to me. The fact that Juice is not in Persona 4 kills me.
It's a good Backside the TV remix he's in, though. So, that's my number 5.
Cool. Louis!
Sorry, I'm after Sim? Okay. Alright, so I did some thinking, and I think my number 5 OST is
Stop. Speak English. Jeez.
Skyrim. Say what you will about the gameplay, but the music is pretty cool.
You know what, Sim? This is the one place where I agree that Skyrim actually did something okay. It's a soundtrack. I wouldn't say top 5 or anything, but the
Like top
soundtrack's
50.
pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, like, even just, like, walking around, like, the vast expanse of Skyrim, there's just some very pleasant background music and everything, and it just helps the atmosphere of the game. And, like, in every town, there's, like, a bard, as you could pay him to sing, and there's, like, so many different songs, like, our hero, the Dragonborn's come, or, like, Ragnar the Red, and just a lot of very enjoyable songs, and, I mean, I gotta talk about the main theme, if it is just so awesome and manly and Viking-ish, I guess. Because it's literally like starts with like It's like, that's actually how the song starts. And then it goes to like this awesome chorus where they're like speaking like freaking dragon or something like that. And
Speaking dragon or something.
yes, that is what they're speaking.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's
the main theme of
really
Skyrim
good.
is definitely the best part of Skyrim for me, But
I wanna interject real quick. There's a video on the internet.
There are a lot of those.
I know, but this one is really great because it's like the theme of Skyrim, and there's a point where the guy is like, the one true dragonborn, and then like he kind of like goes on like, here to save the world or something, and then it goes, Fusro da, and then it does like real life like instances, like a guy will do a bicycle kick.
Yeah.
And it'll like slam into the net and it'll be like Fusro da, and they're really great. But the reason why I'm saying this is because it like repeats the ooh rah like in between each one, and it's freaking hilarious because you're like, after each Fusro da, you're like, oh man, that was so hype, and then it just gets hyper and hyper and hyper until you're like hyperventilating.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm pretty smart. But yeah,
No, you're not.
Check it out. It's cool. Just think like Fusro da. Shut up. You don't even know which person you're after. Little babby child.
It's you, right?
Oh boy.
Austin.
Yeah, I'm next.
You're after Louis. Yeah.
Woo!
Wait, Alston is after me?
What?
Preposterous.
Constantly confused.
My number
Who's
5.
constantly confused?
Am I ever gonna get a chance to go? I'm not sure.
Go.
No. Okay, go.
Okay, my number 5 is the original Mass Effect. Because I think it really. First of all, I love the Mass Effect series to death, including Mass Effect 3. And I think that game's music really is like the best sci-fi music. It really captures that feeling of like undiscovered space, and exploring this vast universe that's never been charted by humans. Well, I mean, it has been, but not by you. And it's, I mean, from the map music, the distant worlds, I believe, to the Vigil, and really just every single piece of music captures that feeling of space, and I really like that for it.
Yeah, I really liked when the game started and you hit the start button and it would do like the little, because that happens.
Oh, the dung?
What? Yeah, it would do the dun dun dun, like the little electronic like the hits or whatever. And then it would like go into the really cool sci-fi intro, and I always thought that was super cool. So
Yeah.
you right, man, you right.
Thank you. I try.
Alright, is it my turn? Yeah. Number 4 is the number 4 Persona game, Persona 4. Look how that turned out. So the reason why I like Persona 4's soundtrack is because that vanilla theme, bruh, ba-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh,
Pursuing
it's
my
so good.
true self is really good.
It is so good. And then the exam music is even better than in Persona 3. And I just like the more poppy, just it's so catchy. It's all really good. I can't really go too far into depth because I mean we all know Persona is great and we all know the music is really great.
The dungeon music, though.
It's all great.
It's so good.
It's all great. I don't know. Persona is one of those things where it's like, it's so unlike any other like soundtrack that like, because it's so Japanese, and it's so J-pop, but like I love it because it's so, like I said, it's so unlike anything else out there. I don't know. Just listen to the vanilla theme over and over again, and you'll realize why I'm right. Persona 4 is great. So, Shelby, go ahead.
Oh man, my number 4 video game OST of all time is Metal Gear Solid 1. For the
Hey, I think I've heard of this soundtrack before.
Oh boy, man,
This
where
is
do I
good,
start?
isn't it?
This is good.
Cries.
All right. Metal Gear Solid 1 soundtrack is fantastic. It's kind of got this little techno aspect to it, with like synthetic drums that I really enjoy. It really gets the blood pumping during boss fights. But like boss fights, the ambient music when you're just sneaking around and like choking dudes out, it really sets the tone.
Totally.
Yeah, like I was just re-listening to it today. I listened to it for like 3 hours.
Apparently, we all listened to the Metal Gear Solid 1 soundtrack today.
Yeah, that there you go. That explains it. But there's tracks like Duel, which is the boss fight music, that are just incredible. The Best Is Yet to Come is one of the greatest credits theme of all times. Encounter, which is basically Enclosure, which is basically the sad theme that plays during the snowfield scene. Sniper Wolf. Or Stop, why are you doing this?
Hush, child, hush. It's gonna be okay.
But yeah, it's obvious. And just the alert music, all of it is just, it adds up to being what I think overall is like the most consistently incredible Metal Gear Solid like soundtrack. Its highs aren't as high as some of the other ones, but it never goes really low. It just stays
Totally.
like way above average, but not perfect. But yeah, it's a fantastic soundtrack that just makes you want to play Metal Gear all the time.
Metal Gear Solid 1 is just insane, man. I can't fathom how that game came out in 1998. Like, it's a phenomenal game.
Yeah,
I really need to play this game.
you do. It's
Changed my life.
I have it downloaded on my PS3. Well, not
the
mine.
best game of all time. So,
Bruh, downloaded.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet
need
because
it
I've been
beat.
playing Ultimax.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Also, I've basically been writing up all day about Metal Gear Solid, so I'm kind of all gushed out. So I'm not gushing as much as I usually do.
Hey guys, stay tuned to
Yeah,
allplatformgaming.com.
stay tuned to All Platform Gaming. You'll see for something from the Vault series, which is basically where we talk about why games are our favorite games.
I wrote a piece on Metal Gear Solid 3 and it was really good, and Austin wrote a piece on Ocarina of Time and it wasn't as good, but it was still good.
Ouch!
Wow, put them on blast.
Ouch!
Yeah, expect a
actually
Metal Gear Solid 1 piece coming probably later this week on allplatformgaming.com.
Yeah, totally.
All right, moving on.
So
How
I
about
just
you,
want
son?
to say, I feel like this is the first time I've actually had the same Metal Gear game, or a Metal Gear game in general, on one of my lists, like you guys. So I feel happy about that. But my number 4 is Sonic Generations.
You tease! Freaking give us Sonic, God.
Well,
get out.
Listen,
Hey,
I adore the
Sonic.
Sonic Generations soundtrack because it's basically a giant compilation of like 100 Sonic songs.
I'm pretty sure that's cheating.
It's not cheating.
Like, can I put the Smash Bros soundtrack? Because that's just like every Nintendo
If you
game.
want to, you could. I mean, but I put it on there because there's a bunch of remixes.
Listen, flames.
That's true. Sorry about
And
that,
the fact
guys.
that they put some obscure Sonic songs on there. There's a song from Knuckles Chaotix in the game that you have to. I forget what you have. There's like a code you have to put in to actually play it. And in the game, you can also change stages, the music for the stages, to whatever song you have unlocked. So, say you're some terrible person who doesn't like City Escape, and you can change it to Supersonic Racing. So, Sonic Generations, I love Sonic games, I love Sonic music, and the soundtrack for Sonic Generations just fills me with joy. And rings. And chili
Fills
dogs.
you with determination.
Filled with determination dogs.
We are determination dogs.
Duty.
Do it.
Duty. Louis.
What? Oh, sorry.
Do it.
Sorry. Okay, so number 4 on my list is Civilization 5.
It's got quacking in it.
I definitely didn't see that
trust
coming.
me, you won't.
Nope. Yeah. Oh man, Louis plays all these games.
So yeah, Civ 5. It's, I don't think I need to explain to you what it is or that I like it, but part of what makes it so great is that, okay, let me put it this way, its soundtrack won a Grammy. So, it's pretty damn good. And what's really interesting is that...
Liked it.
Oh, shut up.
Oh.
And what's really interesting is that, so there's over 40 or so civilizations you could play as, maybe even more. And every single one has a main theme. And I don't mean like a short 30-second thing. I mean like a full orchestra 3-minute long thing, which plays when you start as that civilization. And that's really cool, because it means like if you play as Ramses, you're gonna get an Egyptian inspired theme, while if you play America, you'll get something else, something more American.
Jeez.
So yeah, it's just
Canadian.
oh, shut up. So it's just it's already got a lot of replayability, I guess, but here's an entire other reason why you could replay it, just to listen to every single soundtrack in the game. And there's a lot. And of course it depends on whether you're in at peace or at war. And yeah, it's really cool, guys. It's really cool.
Cool. Austin, number 4.
Okay, so I want to preface this with this being the first soundtrack I ever actually purchased, the first video game soundtrack I ever actually went out and purchased. That would be The World Ends With You. Which
I like that one.
It's incredible. Whenever Brent said that no game comes close to Persona's music, I would almost argue that The World Ends With You does a lot of similar things.
Well, Narukami.
What?
You Narukami.
Yeah, okay. And the three main tracks that stand out are Calling, Sunday, and Twister, and they're kind of almost the main character themes, and they're just so good. It's hard to explain really why, because it's so different, and it takes a lot of that it takes a lot of hip hop influence and gives this weird Japanese twist on it.
Ooh.
And it's you really have to listen to it to get the full, and you have to listen to it in the game too. You can listen to it outside of the game, because I do all the time, but the first time you hear it, it really adds a lot of depth to the story in the game. It's really hard to describe, but it's so good.
Sipping on sake and rice.
Not the sake and rice, but World Ends With You.
Have you beaten that yet?
But
Of course.
Does Sim beat games?
No, he doesn't. He just goes and plays Persona again.
You're not wrong.
Sounds about
Still
right.
beat games.
Accurate.
Yep. All right, my number 3 choice. Shelby was like, man, I don't know if I want to put this on the list because it's new. And I said, I don't care. It's going on the list. Right in the middle, number 3. Undertale by Toby Fox. Man, Undertale's really good. And right out of the gate, that soundtrack is banging. Not really. It's more like creeping, but it's really good.
That soundtrack creeping.
It's climbing in your window, snatching your feet up. So y'all need to play some Undertale, because it's really good. Yeah, the soundtrack is great. I found myself just sitting there, at a boss, staring at the screen, just closing my eyes and going this is heaven. This is good, isn't it? Undertale, the game is so simple in actual gameplay mechanics that the sound really needed to it needed to be good. And not only is it good, it is fantastic, and a soundtrack that I'm going to be listening to for years and years and years after the fact. It is amazing.
Fantastic.
It is, yeah. I was really surprised because I usually am not really super into the 8-bit style music. I've never really been into it because I think it's too video gamey, which is it's a thing because it's a video game.
Well, yeah, it's a video game. It's supposed to be video gamey.
I know, but I never really liked the 8-bit
Chiptune?
stuff in general. But Undertale, it's phenomenal, and its quality, its soundtrack quality is it's only another step into why Undertale is such a phenomenal game. So play that. It's really good. Shelby, number 3.
Oh, number 3, man. Number 3, that is Persona 4 Golden. It's really good. Everybody should play Persona 4 Golden. It has snowflakes on it. Game of the year. Done. As I'll face myself on it. Game of the year. Done. And it even has Pursuing My True Self on there, on that cartridge. If you have to dig deep to find the original intro there.
Dude,
but
I will
seriously, Persona 4 has great music. Your Affection,
will fall off.
Heartbeat, Heartbreak, Backside of the TV.
Your Affection is so good.
All these songs are
I will
just
dig so hard.
like they would be like the best song like in any game if it didn't say Persona 4 on it, because Persona 4 is
really
just
good.
like a masterpiece of a soundtrack. It's man.
Every song is
Got
super
that
catchy.
girl magic.
Yep. It's it's an absolutely incredible soundtrack, and even like the Golden exclusive songs. This is Golden. The Golden exclusive songs are all great. Maybe songs they replaced aren't as good as the original Shadow World. But like they're still really good. Yeah. I cough really weird today.
Can't handle the Persona 4 hype.
But yeah, it's a fantastic soundtrack.
Persona 4.
It's really catchy. Yeah.
Shelby, you want to play Persona 4?
Gotta finish this. Later, we gotta finish this up.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn, Sim.
My number 3 is Persona 4. So, basically, it's basically everything Shelby said, except for he said Persona 4 Golden, and mine's is just vanilla Persona 4.
Mine's is.
Wait, you have Persona 4 down at 3? What?
Listen. It's
Okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to cope with this.
But there's a
It'll be
bunch
fine.
of songs on there that I
know exactly where
adore.
this is gonna go.
The dungeon music, especially, it's really memorable. Some more than others. I want to say the Secret Laboratory
Sin more than others.
and Void Quest. Those are 2 that stand out. And also,
I actually don't
Get
like
outta
Void
here.
Quest that much.
but Shelby,
Sorry, my
on
bad.
the Persona 4 Golden, they have the remix for I'll Face Myself. That is
Exactly.
phenomenal.
That's
It's
way
so much
better.
But I'll Face Myself in general is a great song. The boss music towards the end of the game, the Genesis, it starts off slow,
Oh.
but once it hits that sweet spot, it is.
Guys, we gotta play Persona 4 after this. Like,
The Genesis is way better than the Almighty. I'll
Oh
say
yeah,
that.
oh
of course.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, like when I heard the Almighty, I was like, is this supposed to be a
I
good
mean,
song?
I
Because
like
I'm
the
not really
Almighty,
digging this.
but until I heard the Genesis, it was just, the Genesis is so good, and especially when it happens
I know.
in the game.
Phil Collins changed a lot of people.
Oh man, Your Affection, Signs of Love, the Reach Out to the Truth
Signs of Love.
is also really
Yeah.
good. It's so much better than
Yep.
Time to Make History. But I could go on for hours probably about Persona 4's soundtrack.
They're all really good.
Yeah.
I want to play Persona 4. God. No, I
Okay,
just
Sam.
beat that game and I want to play it again already.
Chill out.
Yeah, that's not okay.
God. Alright, I'm done with
All right,
my number 3.
Louis, go.
Yeah, okay.
Before Sim dies.
Okay. Alright, so, number 3 on my list is, a game you guys probably never heard of. It's
Persona.
a game called Portal 2.
Never heard of it.
Oh, yep. Let's talk about it. Come on.
So, I had this game on my list, but originally it was higher up, and I kind of had to move it down, because the more I thought about it, the more I thought, this game has a great soundtrack, because, okay, first it's kind of like a nice electronic techno, well, I don't know, techno, it's slower, and, well, I'm a fan of that, so there's that, but...
The theme is really good.
And just something, when you're playing it, is like if, like, for example, there's this one thing where you, like, go onto this platform, and it, like, launches you into the air. When it does that, the music actually changes to, like, so where it, like, gets faster momentarily as you're going up and down.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's a really nice touch.
Yeah, or when there's, like, the goo where it makes you bounce. Every time it bounces, like, the sound of bouncing, like, should kind of, like, interrupt the music, but it's made in such a way that it actually complements it instead, and that's just really, really cool. And, I gotta mention the 3 songs from this that I just really think are quite good. First one is, Exile of Vilify, which basically is, you could find this hidden radio, and it would be playing this, like, sad piano song, and it's just, oh, it's so catchy. I actually learned how to play it myself. It was that catchy. I used to play piano, you guys. So...
What?
Yeah, it's just really good. Just look it up. It's a fantastic song. The next one is one I actually downloaded myself because it was really catchy. It was it Bombs for Throwing at You, I think it was.
Great title.
I know. And it's just
Positive.
like... It was like one of the final boss music, and it was just so intense. Like, it was just like... It just... like, put the pressure on you, and you heard that, it was like, oh crap, it's go time. And it's just, yeah, it's great. And of course, I have to mention the fact that at the end, I won't spoil exactly what happens, but there's a freaking, like, opera song, like, all in Italian about the main character. And it's really it's really good. It's really good, you guys. I'm not entirely sure what it's about because I don't speak Italian, but I can confirm it's a very nice sounding song.
If I remember right, it's just like "see you later."
Yeah, it's like
what the song
goodbye
is.
now.
Yeah,
something like that.
That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Portal 2. It's a good game.
And
with
Watch You
good
Gone's
sound.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's got a good OST.
Yeah. Best OST.
Well,
Speaking of Austin.
hey, I was hoping that segue would happen eventually. My third favorite OST is Ocarina of Time.
Taking it back.
Yeah, that's my favorite game of all time.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. And originally, I had that as my favorite, but I thought about it and I moved it down. But it's still,
Yes, you should.
it's Brent.
I'm sorry.
But it still captures that adventure so well. Like walking out in the Hyrule Field for the first time and hearing that music kick up is just one of the most like amazing moments for me as a kid. And when I played the Ocarina of Time 3D a few years ago, it's still that same feeling hit me. And every theme in that game is good. I mean, Zelda's Lullaby, all the dungeon music, while it may not be super memorable, it really captures the feeling of the dungeon. The Shadow Temple music's really ominous and creepy. And I also really like the final fight music with Ganon because it's just so...
Whoa, bro.
Spoilers. Okay, sorry, my bad. I didn't know I couldn't spoil Ocarina of Time.
Great, game's ruined. Throwing it in the trash where it belongs.
Oh well.
Whoa!
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna end this hatred fest by saying that Ocarina of Time soundtrack is super good. And,
I like
yeah.
Gerudo Valley. I like that song.
Oh, how did I forget Gerudo Valley? That song is
Because
so
you said
great.
it's not memorable.
And
I
said the
that's
dungeon
summoned
music. I said the dungeon music isn't memorable. The Gerudo Valley is not a dungeon music. It's a field. It's like a field music, I guess. And yeah, it again that kind of feeling of adventure. And it's great.
Yeah. Cool. Number 2, Toozy Capoozy.
That's not a thing.
Don't do this.
It's a trend.
So I've talked about this game before on the podcast, but it's actually never been on one of my lists.
Cooking Mama?
There it is, folks. We got it.
Cookie Mama has some other-
Yeah, this game is fantastic, and it is the best rhythm game ever made. Elite Beat Agents. This game has a fantastic soundtrack. You're doing the inputs to songs like September from Earth, Wind, and Fire, Skater Boy from
What?
Avril Lavigne.
Hold
Yup!
up, hold up. I'm going on eBay.
I feel like Jukebox Hero is in the game, but I can't remember. Let's see, what else is there? Believe by Cher, which is like way catchier than it should be.
This game better be cheap.
It's just all the songs are super quality, and it's like all 80s like pop, and it's all just really good, and like it gets you super into like all these like secret agent guys dancing like cheerleaders to this music. That's just it's so cool, and it's so majestic, and I don't know, man. Elite Beat Agents, like I can't emphasize enough how good this game is, because like it really utilized the DS touchpad interface so well, and like it's a rhythm game that is just it's so fun. Like it is so good. Like I can't. It's so good, and the soundtrack obviously, like if a rhythm game songs all suck, I'm never gonna play it. Like. Yeah. It's a rhythm game. It needs a good soundtrack. But for sure, like Elite Beat Agents, just all of it is so good. It has Highway Star in it. Like it's so diverse. Like you're getting some cool rock stuff. You're getting some cool pop stuff. You're getting Avril Lavigne. Like it's crazy. It's so good. Everybody should play Elite Beat Agents right now.
That's possibly the most bizarre soundtrack
Nope, it's
listing I've
perfect.
ever
I
heard.
need it.
Yeah.
He was a skater.
I didn't even know they had any
boy.
licensed songs.
Later, boy.
It's all really good, man.
That might be worth playing.
Worth playing. It is. Once you
Look,
play
you
it,
had me
you'll
at
die.
Avril Lavigne.
Oh.
Well then why should I play?
I'll play that.
You'll die of in ecstasy. You'll die on ecstasy.
But I want to play
Alright,
Fallout
But I could
4.
just kill myself by doing ecstasy.
Oh God, Shelby.
Why use a middleman?
Just beat it, man. Play it
Okay. My number 2.
Everybody
Ost.
play League of Legends, please.
My second favorite Ost is Persona 3 Fest. Okay, Persona 3. Man. I love Persona 3's more rap-focused like thing it's got going on from Persona 4, where like Brent mentioned earlier, he said Persona 4 has got this more like pop thing going on. Lotus Juice is great. The battle themes are great. Mass Destruction's fantastic. But also, like later as you get into the game, in the last month or so, there's some sad tracks that play. Specifically, one called "Memories of the School." That is just completely makes the soundtrack. Even if all the other ones were just kind of average and not like amazing songs and just incredibly catchy, like Memories of the School would probably get this at least an honorable mention. I absolutely love that song.
It's so good.
It's absolutely incredible. It's also just it's rare that songs just can immediately make me sad, but that's a good one. And Burn My Dread Last Battle is out of this world. It's so good. And Battle for Everyone's Souls is fantastic.
I was hoping you wouldn't let this segment go by and not mention that.
It's just, yeah, it's absolutely great soundtrack. It's everyone listen to Persona 3 soundtrack, even if you're not into JRPGs or anything.
You don't even have to play the game, really. Just go listen to the soundtrack.
You should play the game, though, because it's the second best game of all time.
Yeah.
All right.
My
Sam.
number 2 is
Oh Lord.
Metal Gear Solid
Persona 3.
What?
2.
Basically for about the same reasons Shelby said Persona 3 was his number 2. I really like Memories of the School, Memories of You, Living with Determination.
Memories of the City.
It's really good.
Yep.
The battle music, Mass Destruction, obviously. Baby, baby, baby.
Baby, baby, baby. Okay.
What's the song that plays in Polonial Mall? When the moon's reaching out to stars. That song's really
Yeah.
catchy.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
It's just a lot of songs. But the TARDIS music sucks.
Yeah. No, it does.
As a whole, it's
Actually,
cool as what it does when you go higher and higher.
I'd say it has a really cool idea.
But it's really boring.
Yeah.
But
I'll agree with that.
Battle for Everyone's Soul is amazing, and so is Burn My Joy Last Battle. Burn My Joy Last Battle is just thank you, Lotus Juice.
Yeah, basically.
P3's music. If you want to fix the dungeon theme, just hit square when you get Fuka, and go to track 2. Switch it to Maya's theme. It's also song's great. What a remix.
Thank you, Atlas. Thank you.
Just everybody played Persona 3.
Can we end this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play Persona.
Oh.
Alright, Louis.
No, we have one more number to go.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So my number 2 favorite OST is
Should we not call it Oz? It's just
no. We have to call it OST.
I like it.
If it makes you upset, we're gonna do it more.
It's super cringe.
It's really cringy.
So my second favorite OST is Crusader Kings 2.
That's genuine. What? Too real.
Have
Sorry,
you
I've never
ne-
even heard of Crusader Kings 2,
Disbelief.
so this should be
Blasphemy.
interesting.
So, for those of you who don't know what Crusader Kings is, it's basically a medieval grand strategy game in which you can play as someone in kind of Europe-ish area, and you basically kind of just blob out, do whatever, and you can just win through waging a war or marrying into other people's dynasties and then killing everyone so that you inherit claims on their kingdoms, that kind of fun stuff. And the soundtrack is just, it's so good. Every time I listen to it, it's just always good, and it's really good medieval-esque in music because it just matches what I'm doing. And I remember one time Brent was over and he was like, "Hey, we should listen to some music." I was like, "Sure." And so I just kind of put on the Crusader Kings soundtrack.
It was
it was like, "Hey, this is surprisingly good." Except I was like, I really want to go conquer some kingdoms now.
and then I
Classic.
slowly backed away, shut the door, left,
Ran
Left the
away,
state,
never returned.
left the country,
Yeah.
dug a hole in the ground, found the Persona 4 theme, original, in Persona 4 Golden. Nails bloody. Continue, Louis.
I'm spaghetti. So, yeah, it's just it's very good. You can buy more music. I don't really understand why, because the music that's already in the game is really good. So, yeah, you should go listen to it if you want to listen to good music and feel like you want to kill everyone. It's fun.
Cool.
We're totally gonna get flagged. Oh boy.
All right,
Hey, I didn't even touch on the incest.
Does that have anything to do with soundtracks? If not, I suggest we move on.
Well, it has something to do with Crusader Kings.
Austin, please.
So, yeah, my second favorite of all time is Final Fantasy X. And I
Lord.
did a Music Monday post on this. If y'all don't know, if you haven't visited All Platform Gaming, and
Which you should.
saw my Music Monday series that only has 2 entries so far. I like to write about game music, and Final Fantasy X is the first post that I did for this series that I have, and it has probably my favorite video game song, and that'd be To Xanarkand, or sometimes called Xanarkand. And it's just the amount of emotion that is portrayed in that one song. It has no words. It's just piano instrumental, but there's so much emotion. There's hope. There's fear. Like seriously, it's ridiculous how much emotion I get out of that one song. And that might sound really cheesy and stupid, but it's a really good song. And all the rest of the music is great too. The battle music, the just like the in general like field music, running through different areas. It all tends to match. Everything tends to match really well, and I think it's the best Final Fantasy soundtrack. Yeah, it's really, really good. And you can go read more about my thoughts on that on allplatformgaming.com.
Now, I have a question.
Platform
Hold on.
plugs.
I have a question for Austin.
Allplatformgaming.com.
Oh, okay.
Can you hum the Xanarkin song for people who are curious about this amazing song, as you call it?
This amazing song.
As you call it.
Prove your worth.
Can
Test your mic.
I right now?
When else?
No, I probably can't.
Then it
actually.
sucks.
Like just off. Okay.
Wow. Just immediately, he just put him on blast.
It's not the
Jeez.
Tetris thing.
I wasn't prepared to hum music.
Where are you humming at, though?
But we're
Final
talking about
verdict?
our favorite OSTs.
But I wasn't prepared
Where's your
for
humming,
this.
though?
You have to teach us as soon as possible.
Your name is Austin. Aust is in your name. It's in your name. How can you not be prepared?
Austin is name.
I'm prepared.
Exactly.
I'm prepared to talk about it, not to hum it.
Music.
Brent,
Alright,
go.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's fine.
All right.
Number ones. Yay.
Finally.
Visit
So-
allplatformgaming.com. Apply it directly to the forehead. God damn
I
it.
saw this one coming.
Yeah.
See, I can actually hum for one.
Oh,
and
cool.
for two,
Thanks.
my number one title for my number one soundtrack for video game soundtracks is freaking Metal Gear Solid 3 because Snake Eater. It's the best song ever made, ever. Shut your mouth if you disagree. AC/DC's pretty good too, but Metal Gear Solid 3, yo, Snake Eater, I pumped that jam all day, every day. No Snake Eater, no life. So, Cynthia Harrell is a goddess. And every time she belts out a verse, I feel alive. Snake Eater makes me want to eat the world and conquer
What about
everything
tree frogs?
because it is
What
so
What about
great.
tree frogs?
Like Crusader Kings.
Some tree frog. I mean, it was implied that tree frogs were in the world.
Someday
so.
we'll feed on a tree frog.
Zawardo. But it's not just Snake Eater. It's also got Way to Fall, which is super sad, but a great song. I don't want to talk about it because I'll start dying and crying. It happens. But it's also got that freaking amazing caution theme that goes bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Oh my god! Like, I literally put myself in caution on purpose just so I can sneak around to that music. Because when you're sneaking around and you're hearing bow, you're like, oh my god. And your stealth is at like 20%, you're like, I don't care. Bow. It's so good. Oh my god. Like, all the sound effects in that game are really good. It's so good that I can't even speak English anymore. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, in case you couldn't tell, is the best game ever made, and a game that will completely make you crap your pants many times. I don't own another pair of pants. I'm naked right now. What? Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is the best video game soundtrack ever made. Shelby, you want to add?
Surprisingly,
Listen.
my favorite soundtrack of all time is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Yeah, boy, yeah! Britt said literally everything I was going to say. Well, I have some stuff to add. Snake Eater's legend. There's never been a better opening theme to anything ever. It's just every time I watch a 3-minute video, every time I turn the game on, I'm just like, how could they make it this good? Way to Fall and the way it's used is just It's absolutely perfect.
I cry every time.
The caution theme is great. It's incredibly memorable, as you can see. With me and Brent just making noises about it.
Wow.
There's also like other tracks. The alert theme is good. There's a theme like just I don't remember the name of it, but there's a when you're spoilers when you're running from the Shagohod on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And it's like dun 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 dun, and it's like doing that.
Yeah.
The violins and stuff, and it's just really this intense track that really fits the moment, and it's just the soundtrack of Snake Eater, everything about it just makes the game even better. Or when you're about to fight the fear, I believe, and it plays like this. I can't hum it because it just goes way too fast.
Doesn't it do like a
like it sounds like
some weird
it's like instruments playing at the same time, but it also sounds it's like birds or something like flying around or something. It's just really cool. Or just anytime you start a boss fight, it's great.
Listen.
Or taking on the Shagohod's great, which is the Shagohod boss fight music.
Metal Gear Solid 3 transcends humanity.
Clearly, I'm getting that vibe.
There's a great song called "The True Patriot." We all know when that plays if we beat the game.
Oh God.
Oh man. Everybody should just be playing Metal Gear Solid 3 all the time. It's the greatest game ever. It's so good. But yeah, soundtrack is absolutely phenomenal.
All right, Sim.
Just go.
Bring us back
now.
to reality.
How do I want to start this one off? Because, I mean, you guys did Metal Gear Solid 3, and I just don't know if I can compete with you guys by saying that Metal Gear Solid 3 is also my favorite. But it's not!
Oh, damn it.
It's not. It's Persona 4 Reincarnation. So.
That's a fucking...
It's cheating.
Is that like the third Persona 4 you mentioned?
It counts.
It doesn't count because that's an alternate, like...
It's not
cheating.
Alt-release soundtrack.
It's in the game.
It's cheating.
It's in
Say
the
it's
game.
Metal 3.
So, Shelby, you can edit this. It was Metal Gear Solid 3. We don't have to talk about Persona
He said it
anymore.
himself. I just have to...
But
Yeah.
really, it is the reincarnation version of Persona 4. Upon hearing it the first time, I really thought it was weird how they just added more things to some of the songs, especially like Specialist, which plays when you're answering questions in class. But the reincarnation version of Specialist is possibly my favorite Persona 4 song. It just, I don't know, it's a weird thing. And also the reincarnation versions of Your Affection and Signs of Love, especially Signs of Love, it kind of gets a more jazzy feel to it that I really enjoy. The reincarnation version of I'll Face Myself is just phenomenal, and I love that it's in Persona 4 Golden in the bonus dungeon for Marie. But, you know, if Persona 4 Reincarnation wasn't a thing, it would definitely be Metal Gear Solid 3, because Snake Eater is a freaking godsend. So, Metal Gear Solid 3 soundtrack is so good. Louis, can you tell us what your number one is not?
Let's all have a moment
What
of
is-
silence
what it
for
is
how great
not?
Metal Gear Solid 3 is.
Yeah.
Cooking Mama?
We already
There we
had the
go. I was waiting for it.
Okay, so my number one favorite
God
boss
dang it,
of all
Louis.
time. I doubt any of you
You've
saw
been the
this coming.
worst. Oh God, I know what it is. Damn it.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. It is
I swear to God,
Assassin's
this is-
Creed
oh my God.
4 Black Flag.
Oh wow. Okay, that's not
I
what I
expected
expected at all.
3.
Told you.
I expected Hearthstone. Honestly.
Hearthstone does have a great theme, but basically just AC4. It's got a good music going about
got those
the action
shanties.
themes, but freaking sea shanties. Oh my God. Like, okay, so like when you're like driving around and I love like Grand Theft Auto or whatever, you can listen to music. Well, in here you're freaking like captaining a boat, and instead of a radio, because those weren't invented, your crew will like start to sing, and you can collect different songs, and oh my God, it's so great. It's just so good, and the best part is I hadn't even heard of like most of these. Like I heard like what do you do with a drunken sailor? I think every human has ever heard that sea shanty. But
I've never heard it before. I'm just kidding. Please don't sing it.
Please do. I love that.
I would, but I have more explaining to do.
Okay.
So basically, the sea shanties are just
song.
really good. It's like sometimes it's like I was going over to a mission and I would just like I passed it because I didn't want the sea shanty to stop because it was just so catchy. And so just really good way to establish the atmosphere. And it's not only there either. It's like if you go to like just like a bar in like some island in the Caribbean, you could usually hear a band or something. I remember at one point I just found like this band, and I just put my controller down. I just sat there for like half an hour just listening to all the songs. It was just really good.
And Louis never played
something.
video games ever again.
So anyway, how does it go? Right. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? No, I'm not singing the whole thing. It'd be rude to Austin. Austin, what's your favorite Ost?
My favorite OST is one that's been mentioned a couple times, and that's Persona 3. Originally I had it at like 3 or 4 or something like that, and then I was like, no, I listen to this in my car like on a daily basis, and
Nice.
it's just fantastic. I mean, every single song is gold. I mean, the sad, slow songs, Memories of the School, Living with Determination, are both fantastic. Nobody mentioned Memories of You, did they? Did anybody mention that?
I think Sam did.
Okay. That's really good. The first time I heard it, I was like, this is probably the coolest ending theme I've ever heard. With the caveat that I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games, don't tell me that they have better ending themes.
Well, they kind of do.
Yeah, I know. I haven't played them, so I can't count that. And Battle for Everyone's Souls is probably my second favorite song behind Xanarkin. Because I love the way that song builds. Like, I think the build up with that song is fantastic. It starts off pretty slow, and then when you have the Velvet Room like chants come in, it's just like that's when it really hits, and it's like this song's fantastic. And that's how I feel about.
It's paced really well.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's a really well paced song.
Even in game, it's like basically right. The way the boss fight works is you hit this enemy, and his health bar just basically is nothing, and it goes all the way down. And the like slow part at the beginning is perfect for like it fills the exact length of time that it takes to get his health bar down.
Exactly.
And then once he says something really intense and you realize what the fight's gonna be, the actual like the Velvet Room singer kicks in, and it's just the hypest thing ever.
Yeah, that kind of. And yeah, just every song. I mean, the battle theme, Mass Destruction, is awesome.
That's what I'm talking.
I don't really have anything else to say. You've basically covered everything else. Yeah, Brett, you send us out with that, okay?
No. Yeah, thanks guys for joining me. That was super fun to talk about. I love music, and I'm gonna be humming that all night now. Just a reminder, as always, new email is podcast@allplatformgaming.com. Please send us stuff.
Send us pictures of kittens.
Tell me how correct I am that Metal Gear Solid 3 is the best everything.
And then tell him how wrong he is that he put Persona 3 in honorable mentions.
Yeah,
that's pretty rough.
It's fine. I mean, Elite Beat Agents, though. I can't get enough share. But, yeah. So please, and always comment on the post that we make, because you can do that. It's a thing. Also, in case we haven't said it enough, go to allplatformgaming.com for everything. just do it. Visit the site constantly. We're getting a duty. We're going to be adding a bunch of new stuff, and like I said, we have the Hearthstone tournament going on. So please sign up for that if you're interested. Register with the forums and get in on that lovely action. Yeah. So thank you, Shelby, for joining me.
I will always be with you.
Me too, man. Me too. Thank you, Sim. Thank you, and thank you, Louie.
Sorry, what?
And thank you, Austin.
Thanks. Hey, welcome. Not thanks. Welcome. Thanks for letting me be on.
So I just want to point out that I couldn't add it to the list because it's not a video game soundtrack, but Shelby, would you help me by singing one of the JoJo themes? Just any of them. Take your pick.
I'm not gonna sing none. You can sing Bloody Stream though.
Like a bloody
Stone answer, like a bloody stone.
I ain't singing nothing. Breaks out into song. Shut your dirty mouth,
Look,
man.
I can't help myself.
Listen, JoJo's so good. Oh my god.
All right, we out.
Stop, Platinum. We out.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. On a tree frog, it's ordeal, the trial to survive.